This episode is brought to you by PayPal. You had plans for the last days of summer. And back-to-school shopping has its own plans. School supplies, dorm essentials, your list doesn't stop. Neither does the spending. But when you pay in full with PayPal, you can pay over time. No interest, no fees. Check out with PayPal and get back to summer. Subject to approval. Learn more at paypal.com/payinfor. PayPal Inc. NMLS 910457.
This episode is brought to you by Nordstrom. For 125 years, Nordstrom has been part of your story. The stylist who found the perfect outfit for your big interview. The first pair of walking shoes for your 1-year-old. The tomato soup you shared with your sister at the cafe. These are the moments that make Nordstrom, Nordstrom. Big or small, we're here for all of it. Celebrating 125 years with new moments still ahead. Discover it all in Nordstrom stores and at Nordstrom.com.
Propel Fitness Water. With Gatorade electrolytes, zero sugar, and vitamins, Propel hydrates better than water to help you get the most out of your workout and get back to your best self. What propels you? Propel with Gatorade electrolytes.
All right, welcome to High School Hoops. Coach and I are laughing because we looked at the topic beforehand and we're both like going, we don't need any notes.
Don't need no notes.
But I'm not even gonna tell you what the top. Well, you already know what the topic is because you saw it on the podcast thing. But anyway, I'm gonna pretend like I'm not gonna tell you. It says a lead magnet here. Anyway, before we do that, I'd like to give a big shout out to our two sponsors. First of all, Dr. Dish. Go check them out. One of my players just bought a home version of Dr. Dish. It was like they're cheaper. You can put them in your driveway.
Like $450, I think.
Yeah, the ones that hang on the net, the IC3s are like 400, and then the ones that you plug in that will actually pop it back to you is like, I think that's less than $1,000. But anyway, they'll take really good care of you. Mention me. They'll give you $450 off, and they'll give you a deal. I don't know what kind of deal they can give on the home one, but on the other ones they sure can. And then also go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. The one-stop shop for basketball coaches. Everything you need. Too much stuff, to be honest with you. It's going to be my summer goal to go in and clean that up. And I'm actually starting a secondary membership that's going to kind of give you a behind the scenes of my basketball program. Going to kind of marry them together. So if you're thinking of joining Teach Hoops, I'd do that sooner rather than later because I got to hire somebody. I am not a programmer, so I got to hire somebody to go in and clean up my website. So prices are going to have to increase. All right. So this week, there's my dogs. So I have two Goldens. Sanibel. Ooh, I don't know why I did that. Sanibel. So if you're from Florida, you know where Sanibel Island is. And the other one is Disney because my kids love Disney. So those are my two Goldens. And one of them's probably barking because someone's walking in the neighborhood. So anyway, sorry about that. I will not be editing that out. So today's topic is the deterioration of fundamental basketball.
Yeah.
Coach, we do not have 3 hours to talk about this. We have like 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay. I'll do what I can.
We got to do the Cliff Note Spark Note version. Cliff Note for our age, Spark Notes for this generation.
Oh, yeah.
Close. Yeah,
we've been aging ourselves.
I know. It's true though. But I say Cliff Notes, they don't know what I'm talking about because they read Spark Notes. Crazy? I guess Spark Notes must have taken Cliff Notes away or whatever. I don't know. Those yellow Cliff Note books in the library.
Yeah.
Every kid that grew up.
I think there's like a meme that goes around maybe once or twice a year of like the things that kids nowadays will never experience, like slamming the phone down in somebody's face and stuff.
Well, you know, another thing before we talk about this, I tell my students this. I go, you guys got it so easy. Like you're texting and you're doing this to the boy or girl you like. I go, I used to have to talk to the dad to get to the girl.
Right.
And then I'd have to stand in the kitchen and do it. And they go, what do you mean? It's because I didn't have a phone in my room.
Exactly.
And then she didn't have, like, you maybe have a long extension thing. It's like, you have no freaking idea.
And you better watch what you say because mom might have picked up the other line.
And be listening. I know. See, we are old. All right, let's talk about fundamental basketball.
As a junior college coach, we spend almost I'll say a year and a half of our 2 years with our athletes, teaching them the fundamentals. The defensive strategy isn't there. like I said, the one pass away, hand in the passing lane, two passes away, that, which it's a song in most of our heads, is not there. I think I've mentioned before, hey, we've lost a lot of games in the second half because the defense is on the other end and we're not in our players' ears dictating exactly where they should be and things like that. And it's just discouraging because, and that is because coaches have started, I don't even know how to say, I'm trying to be politically correct here, because the game has just gone down the drain. It's become one-on-one.
It's about money.
And it's become that it's about money and fame.
Yeah.
Money and fame. So you've got a superstar player that you just toss the ball. So you've got, Jimmy to the right, Jimmy to the left, Jimmy down the middle. are the three plays that you have,
Jimmy, ball screen for Jimmy. Ball screen for
Yep.
Ball screen. Yeah. I know.
And it confuses. I've seen some athletes that are timid on the court that, you watch them during warm-ups and they're knocking down their shots. They're, going in for the layup. They're doing their ball handle on the side. And you're like, oh man, nobody told me about her. So I'm watching her. And then when she gets in, she's timid to shoot. She takes two dribbles and she immediately passes it back to Diane. Because so you're hurting the other players on the team when you could get a network going and be just as good, if not better, as a team than you would, with this one player. And people look at Caitlin Clark and might be tempted to say that, but she's not that.
Okay, first of all, Caitlin Clark is a generational player.
Yeah.
There's there'll maybe be another one in the next 5 to 10 years because of the way she passes the ball.
Exactly. Which her court vision, her IQ, she knows when to do when not to
go back and look when she was in 7th grade. She had she had that early. Mm-hmm. Right. And then the scoring came because she got stronger and that. Exactly. But she's always been able to see the court.
Always been.
So here's my theory with the deterioration. We need to go to the European model. We need to go at the youth level that you practice for 3 days and then you play one game. The American model is you play 3 games and you practice once a week. That's the American model.
Yep.
And our model's messed up. That's why the WNBA is, I think the girls are actually getting more fundamental than the boys at the younger ages.
Yeah.
But that's the reason that the rest of the world is catching up with us is the NBA, is because they're just more fundamentally sound than us. Watch the NBA draft in June. It will be crazy. It'll be half of them will be from other countries. We
won't even be able to pronounce. It'll be a season before.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not doing color or something. It's like, I know. It's like, no, I just think so I think there's a couple things. I think that's a deterioration. I'm not going to badmouth summer ball and AAU. It's great. But here's the issue: summer ball and AAU. 20 years ago, it was one AAU team in an area. Now it's 17 AAU teams.
I'm in Memphis. 17 is on the low end.
Yeah, and then what happens
we can have our own AAU division in Memphis.
Yeah, so let's say you have 16U. Great. There's going to be one good 16U team in that organization, and then there's going to be 5 other ones that are going to be horrible that are going to help pay for the top. Yep. So it's all about the money. It's all about the trickle up, not trickle down. Trickle
down. Exactly.
So that's the issue. And the Jimmy John and Sally and Susie and whatever are not going to be playing collegiate basketball at the highest level. Probably most of them
are not. Right.
So that's the issue, is the parents think they are, and it's like, no.
Yep.
And especially with NIL now, it's going to get worse.
Yep. I live in a small town in Mississippi now, and because of my history, I'm state champion and all that stuff, and people still remember that. When I moved back home, and some athletes wanted me to start training them, and then some of the parents in the city said, hey Emma, why don't you start an AAU team? And I was like, we're not ready. And they're like, what? I said, we're not ready.
I don't need my head checked.
Bashed. Right. I'm not gonna have these parents pay all of this money to go and just get ripped.
Right.
So what I did is I reached out to the New Orleans Pelicans, and they signed off for me to do a junior NBA league here.
Right.
And I get to set my own rules. You know, they have their stipulations, but I get to set my own rules how I want to run it. And the way that we're running it is we're going to have 2 clinics a week, Tuesdays, Thursdays from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. And all of my athletes have to attend at least one of those clinics or they don't play that weekend. We're playing our games on Friday evenings, Saturday mornings. I mean, the coach gets their 2 hours of practice time at another gym. So they got to fit those in. They can't be between 6 and 8 on Tuesdays or Thursdays. Right. Because the clinics are there. So they can participate in both clinics, or I say all 2. They can, or just one, but they have to participate in at least one or they don't get to play. So we'll have probably the first couple of weekends,
You'll have some kids that won't play.
We'll have some teams that probably won't get to play because they won't have enough eligible players.
Right.
You know, I'll have some parents that'll pull their kids out and we'll give them a partial refund. But that's what it takes.
Yeah.
Because the fundamentals
and USA basketball is trying. I think they really are. I think USA basketball is trying, but they're fighting an uphill battle of money and power. I'm telling you.
Yep. It's not, it's just gone. And I mean, even with, I love post play. I'm a post play specialist and I'm a defensive specialist. And on the men's side, particularly, the back to the basket post player is almost non-existent.
They're dinosaurs. The Shaquille O'Neals of the world are gone.
Are gone. Now you still got the big guys, but
they're stepping out. They're like Lopez for the Bucks. They're shooting threes, and I know.
Yeah.
The game has really changed on that. All right. Any closing remarks on fundamentals, Coach?
What's the Bible scripture? A house built on sand. I think that's what basketball has become. I think we need a cornerstone. Cornerstone is foundation, or we are going to just wash away into a tide is going to come and we're going to be washed out into the ocean.
Yes, I agree. All right. That was a great way to end. Thank you, Coach.
No.